Ahoy! Captain Benzie here, coming at you with a fiery first look at Call of Duty Mobile. This game was announced recently by Activision, obviously the people who own the IP of Call of Duty, that they were going to be working in close relation with Tencent Games to bring Call of Duty to the mobile platform. Tencent makes a fairly obvious choice for this, considering they are the masterminds, if that's the word you want to use, for behind PUBG. Probably the most successful mobile game of all time, certainly financially, and with a fantastic esports following. I know that my boy Imperium and Maxman30 are both out in Kiev at the moment shoutcasting a tournament. Anyway, Call of Duty Mobile is in closed beta currently. I wasn't part of the beta, but there are ways around these things. I will put details in the description below as to how you too can join in on this closed beta. It's fairly simple and straightforward, just requires a little teeny bit of tweaking, but if an idiot like me can do it, anyone can. So before we dive in on all of this, just let me get my quick shout outs out of the way. If you enjoy this video, I am playing around with different formats of videos and content at the moment. Please hit like, let me know in the comments below what you think of this kind of content and if you want to see more of it. If you do want to see more and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. Come join us on the Gaming Galleon Discord, where I will be opening up an island for Call of Duty Mobile if I like this. And we can all talk about it there. If not, just come join us anyway. We'll have chats about all kinds of crazy things. I do have a Patreon as well if you fancy supporting my channel and helping out a very British accent guy living in Zimbabwe, trying to make videos on video gaming. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, so the beta, closed beta, they've said everything here is going to be wiped afterwards, which is kind of cool. So, you know, it is, I can just test this and run with it and see what it's like, and if nothing happens, then, well, yeah. Anyway, cool, let's jump in. So I've just about managed to get this up and running. This is purely a live, I'm recording while I'm talking while I record sort of thing. It's not my usual scripting. A live look at this game and what I think of it. So we'll just jump straight into it all and find out what happens. I imagine this is going to be very much like PUBG. Yep, that's very much like PUBG. And it does have an auto fire, which, frankly, I like. I know a lot of people are against auto fire. I'm just going to pause and not proceed with the footage while I talk about this very briefly. Auto fire for me is fantastic for one simple reason. For a scrub like me who can't do the claw very well because it actually is physically painful, and I don't have a gaming controller because I just want to play this casually, I can still aim, shoot and move and thus have a decent chance of actually killing something before I die. It allows me to have fun. That said, if you can turn auto fire off, you are always going to have an advantage over me if you can do that claw or if you've got a controller, because if you can move, aim and shoot just when you want to shoot, you are going to have a higher bullet efficiency and just do better. Anyway, so let's have a look. So tap to aim down sights. Like there, you see it starts shooting even when I'm not aiming correctly at them. Okay, so controls are very intuitive. Yep, there we are. You can turn auto fire off. And it's exactly for this reason here that I don't like it, because I kind of have to hold down the button while I aim. No, for me, I will personally go for simple, just because I want to have fun with this. I'm not about being overly competitive at this point in time. Sniper rifle! Yeah! Now I get to shoot some guys in the head. Like you see there, that took 2 shots. That is the downside of auto fire. So anyone who complains about auto fire, that's kind of what you're missing. Score which is 7-11 will use score streaks to kill enemies. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay. So that's the basic controls. It is very much like PUBG. but it does have that obviously Call of Duty thing. I love the fact they've got the kill streaks there. Hopefully that's... I know there's been a history with that like kill streaks, they reward the people who are already doing well, meaning the people who are not doing well fall further and further behind, but we'll see how that implements. Okay, so congratulations, M4. Comes over, let's go up and get into battle. So it's loadouts before battle. I've got to say the graphics are fairly impressive, I like this. Okay, so things are locked behind levels. Oh, there's an upgrade button. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll come to that and check later, I suppose. I'm being forced into all of the stuff here. Nuketown. The Nuketown map. Now, okay, I'll be honest, I don't know much about Call of Duty. So, yeah, if someone can let me know, is this actually Nuketown as they know it? Is this a close replica? Or is it just a reference? Because I know Nuketown, I know my vague gaming history. I know Nuketown is a much beloved Call of Duty map. Yep, and you can still do the hop over things. Yeah, look at me, I'm so good at this. And then I die. Of course I would die as I say that. Nice that they've got the kill cams in here. I'm genuinely impressed with the kill cam. Okay, that's quite cool as well, that you can get the melee kills in there quite happily. Oh, look, it's got a rainbow. Die. Die. Okay, it's kind of hilarious that melee killing seems to be by far the best way of doing this. Like, this is genuinely quite hilarious that I'm just running around stabbing people and racking up the kills. I'm sure this isn't intentional. Either these are bots that are just ludicrously stupid, or people just haven't quite figured this out. I'm just literally running face first into enemy fire and stabbing them in the face with a knife. Well, I said this would be live and sort of getting a feel for the game. Okay, that needs fixing. I don't know if that's viable, if that's not a bot match and running up to people and stabbing them in the face is viable. This has become my favourite game of all time. So, just having a quick sip of drink there. Okay, so that was ludicrous. I am going to take a screenshot of that, just because I can. Let's have a look. So, weapon experience and level up. Okay, let's see what this actually means. So I get a grenade, okay. Unlock a new item. But does upgrading weapons make them do more damage? Oh god, I hope not. What does that mean? Okay, so we've got all of these typical battle pass tasks. Yep, cool. Player level ups. Got the grenade. Okay, so this is fairly standard fare at the moment. Lethal equipment, grenade, equip. Excellent. Okay, let's have a look. Red dot sight. Holographic sight and tactical scope. Okay, so how do I feel about that? That's interesting. So it means leveling up weapons gives you new equipment to them. Yeah, it's progression. That's progression, but it does arguably also suggest that the higher your level, the bigger advantage you have. That in itself, yeah, there we are, weapon XP. So that's like, this is like PUBG, where every time you log in, you get these rewards. The weapon experience card, I can use that, I'd imagine, to upgrade my weapon, gain weapon experience faster for an hour or 24 hours or something like that. Standard battle pass is there. Okay, and yeah, just like PUBG, you've got your battle pass with various different challenges and different unlocks, and you can buy a battle pass card that gives you the extra stuff. And I'm already tier 2 with another weapon experience card. Okay. So what I find when I log in on PUBG nowadays is I pretty much just tap all of the little red things just to get everything. Is that... Premium Battle Pass upgrade. Is that enough to get the pass card? Yes, it is. Cool. It's purely for testing, so I'm happy to grab all this kind of stuff. Ooh, okay, fairly flashy animations. The graphics there need a little bit of polish, it feels, but that's fairly cool. Nice reference to Call of Duty Ghosts. M4G series. Now, I want to compare that to my current M4. Does this mean that there are rarer things that have better stats? Because if it does, that does add a certain amount of pay to win, unless the matchmaking is very closely put together. And sorry, these are pretty. Okay, plenty of stuff there, including a load... Whoa! Including a load of, what's it called? Like emotes and things. Okay, so plenty there. Let's have a look. So where do I equip all of that? Is that going to be under loadout again? Yeah, buddy. Okay, those are fairly nice. I quite like that. Okay, so these aren't boost. They are just literally a straight up put that extra EXP on a weapon. Okay, that's cool. That I like simply because it means that you've got the whole thing of what's it called? You've got the whole thing there that you might not be using a weapon because it's not as good as one of your others, but you want to use a weapon. You just need to upgrade it, and you can upgrade it without having to use it. Okay. So that's weapon camos. Which one of these was it that I unlocked something for? It was the M4, I'm sure. Ah, there we are. So, does that change anything? Okay, no, the camo doesn't change the M4. That's good, at least. I still want to know how I change my 1570, 1570, 1570. Yeah, that's good. It doesn't look like the camo patterns change anything. 5070, 10, 1090, 5070, 10, 1090. Yeah, they are. Skins don't change anything, by the looks of things at least. That one's cooler to me. People here are going to be disagreeing in the comments, going like, "No, man, how could you go for that one? The other one was so much cooler." Not to me. Not to me. I like that one. Okay. Weapon camos. Let's see. Oh, classes. Okay. Classes have made it in. Medic, Scout, Clown. Okay, I know nothing about Call of Duty. Is Clown something that's usual in Call of Duty? Is that something we're used to seeing? Okay, no, I really can't find where I change my appearance. I've just been given a new outfit. Let's have a look at the store in the meantime. So I can buy other skins, okay. See, I'm assuming it is just skins that essentially you buy, simply that... You know, it's Call of Duty, you pick up the weapons in the field, do you not? So it doesn't make sense to not have access to something someone else has access to. Okay, full player history, player medals. You can see all those ones that I've earned. My god, how many have I got in the first blasted match? Okay, so it seems when you earn these stars, you can pull in these extra bits there. I still can't figure out how I change my appearance. I'm sorry, people who are watching this has got to be the most boring thing ever, watching me just to skip through menus trying to figure out how to change my appearance. Ah, there we are. So Scout, Spec Ops 3 or Ghost. Yeah, I'm going to go for Ghost just because that looks badass. And we can change the different items there. Okay, cool. So enough of me messing around with all of that. There is a Battle Royale mode, and there is standard multiplayer. Let's actually jump into a standard multiplayer match. So I know it's not necessarily a bot one. And see if it is a case again of me being able to just stab people in the face. Because genuinely, if that is a viable strategy, I love this game already. Like, genuinely, if that... Oh, that's some bad lag. That's some really bad lag. Now, I don't know if that is proper lag or if that's just me being in Zimbabwe and having to VPN through to India. But yeah, let's find out. No, that is actually just fairly bad lag. Okay, let's try the knife strategy. Yep. Okay, let's continue with that knife strategy, just keep moving. Okay, it's not quite as viable in live play, so that was very much an early play thing. I will try it again in a moment. That said, I will try it again in a moment. But let's try things a little bit more seriously for now. Because, okay, as I've said before, I'm not a big Call of Duty fan normally. Sort of the more realistic shooters aren't necessarily my kind of thing. I've always been much more intrigued and interested with sort of sci-fi shooters, like give me your Halo or your Killzone. Killzone specifically was always a big one of mine, big fan of Killzone. How do I sprint? Yep, sprint is the same as PUBG. Okay, so if you've played PUBG, this is going to give you a lot of reminiscing. Yes, I suck. I'm not sure if that is just lag or if that is just me sucking. But you know what? Stab people in the face. I am just going to be crazy psychedelic, charge at people. Yeah. So, as I said, Call of Duty normally is not the kind of thing that would at all interest me. Did he just throw a knife at me? Nice. Call of Duty is not the kind of game that would normally appeal to me. That said, having worked with Fiery Tail and watched like their CSGO streams and stuff like that, you know, and dabbling in PUBG and that more recently, this kind of stuff intrigues me. And yes, look at this. I suck ridiculously. I've told people before I am possibly the worst first-person shooter player ever. But this is actually remarkably good fun. Yes, I'm terrible, and I'm going to be amazed if I even have a positive KDA. Yikes! Okay, how did he kill me so fast? Oh, shotgun. Okay. See, this is kind of the point I was getting at. How do you know? Like, how much of all of this is skill-based? And how much of this is these guys have better loadouts and better equipment than I do? Because that is always going to be a key point for me in any game like this. Like, yeah, I get microtransactions have to be part of it. It's a free game. The microtransactions are how the studio makes their money. I'm all for that. But I want the game to be remotely fair, like in Call of Duty Rivals, like in Command and Conquer Rivals. Like in Command & Conquer Rivals, sorry, I struggle to concentrate and talk. In Command & Conquer Rivals, we have things like the challenge match system and the level caps, league level caps. Fair play is what they call it. That's the words I'm looking for. Just keep things that little bit fair, that it's not a case of I paid money, ergo I win. Okay, let's see how well I did in that. So far, it seems fairly well balanced to that. I'm hoping that, like PUBG, it's going to be entirely skin-based for microtransactions. But, I don't know. You know, with that whole level-up system, how did I get third? Oh my god, that score was terrible. Yeah, let's move off that screen. So yeah, you know, how do I, sorry, that's distracted. Like, looking at the level ups, I can see here that level ups allow you to, when you level up weapons, you can unlock different things. Like there, that's a magazine. That's a magazine when I level up. Does that mean that if I keep working on this one weapon, I'm going to be better than people who haven't leveled it up? If that at all makes sense. I mean, let's go into... Where's the inventory? Was it just under loadout? Use it at loadout, okay. M4G series upgrade. Let's use all 5 of those. And all 4 of those. I'm going to focus on the MG for the time being. So that takes me here. So reduced recoil while aiming down sights. Gunfire is hidden on enemy minimap and makes it harder to be located. Moving on, increases magazine capacity. Yeah, so basically, the more you use a particular weapon, the better that weapon becomes. That's a slight worry, because if I go in with my level 3 weapon, I've got a better sight and less recoil than someone else. If I then have a larger magazine size than them, it's a minor advantage. It's not huge. It's not huge. And if MMR works properly to make sure that you're in with the right, with similar level people, that can work. That can work. So I'm in 2 minds. I'm very much in 2 minds about that. But we'll see. I'm going to keep playing this because this actually does really intrigue me. Like, I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed, and I wouldn't have expected to be impressed. I only get a second loadout at level 25. And yeah, at this stage I only have like the M4. Things like these guns. How do I get these? Yeah, it is a slight worry. It's a slight worry that I have certain equipment, and if there is a particular gun that is better, I don't have it. I don't have that, you know, and I'm going to be at that disadvantage due to levels and having not dumped a whole ton of money. If you dump in money and you get a whole load of extra crates and loot and stuff, is that a thing you can do? These are just skins. But can I use that to actually unlock the weapon? Well, you know what they say, one way to find out. Ancient runes. That's a shotgun, right? That's a shotgun. Yeah, it's a shotgun. Okay, so I now have that. Does this mean I can now go into loadout and change that? Yes, it does. So if I want more weapons, I can just buy them. That's actually slightly disappointing. I don't know. Right, okay, well, let's jump into one more match. See how terribly I do. See if there are other maps or if it is just Boomtown at the moment, Nuketown. No, that appears to be a different map. So we'll just go through this one and there. Okay, so I know I'm going on about it, but there is a genuine worry to me there that, yeah, paying for stuff... You know, I like that Armorjet is purely skins. I like that PUBG is purely skins. The fact that there is a possible advantage over paying, it's small, it's slight. So I'm not going to lose my crap over this and go, oh no, it's broken, it's so unfair. It's not. It's nice of them to line up for me, but yeah, I couldn't get down the, couldn't get out of the way in time. Couldn't get out of sights. I like it. It's not as bad as it could be. You know, I know it's Activision, and Activision are like EA, and that everyone hates them, and they have done some very shady things in the past. Not gonna lie. And the hope always is that when a new product comes out, they're not going to be the same. They're going to have done it better this time. And right now, it appears they're at least making an effort not to be utterly awful. So that's always a positive thing. Okay, the knife tactic doesn't run. Look at me lagging towards you and dying. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so I'm hoping that the issues I'm experiencing with lag are purely because I'm in Zimbabwe on atrocious Zimbabwean internet and having to VPN to India. If you're on a better connection and you've gotten in and are trying things out as well, let me know. Okay, that was considerably better. Either I had some godlikes on my team, or I'm not as bad as I thought. Or just the opposing team were utter trash. Either way, let's have a look. So, I mean, while this is all loading, my thoughts are currently the gameplay is really good. You know, it's Call of Duty. in a mobile format, which is exactly what we'd hope. The monetization is nowhere near as bad as it could be. You know, I mean, it's not perfect. The fact that leveling up and you can just dump money and buy all of the things, but I suppose that's not a major advantage. Like, yeah, okay, I can run in there with a shotgun. That's not necessarily an advantage over a guy who already has an M4 and a sniper rifle and grenades. It gives you more choice and more around. Like, yeah. I don't know, I like it. My thoughts so far are that it's really pretty looking. This game looks gorgeous. It runs pretty well on my Razer Phone 2. Yes, I know that's a gaming phone, but you know, spec-wise, the game's not hugely like over the top. It's got interesting mechanics. I'm looking at the way that like you change all of these things, and you know the outfits and the different bits that you can add and go for. The store's not terrible. You've got a battle royale in there, which everyone loves these days. Multiplayer's there. Season pass is a nice little way of keeping you coming back and playing. I mean, new decals. Great looking little emotes. So I think all in all, I'm excited about this. I was excited to begin with, which is confusing for me. It's Call of Duty. I don't like realistic shooters, but I'm enjoying it. I actually quite enjoy this. That's been an interesting little dive. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to put the details in the description below as to how you too can join in on this beta. Do let me know. My concerns are with network. Like, that could just be Zimbabwean internet connecting via VPN to India. Let me know how you get on with that. You know, is it decent netcode? As for the gameplay, you know, the gameplay itself is solid. That's exciting. Concerns over monetization seem to be, at the most part, unfounded. You know, I'm impressed. I'm shocked to find myself saying it. I'm impressed. And that looks like a zombie mode. That's a zombie mode next to multiplayer. Cool. Anyway, yeah, if you managed to get in and are playing, let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think in the comment section below or on the Gaming Galleon Discord. Otherwise, happy sailing and see you on the battlefield.